Hello everyone. Today I will share with my viewers how we are able to create accurate predictions using the tortoise shell and the theories from I-Ching. There are actually various types of astrological readings that require us to have our date and time of birth in order to generate an accurate analysis. But I must say that it is not always the case that we will have the date and time of birth of a person, or even certain events. They are so random in nature. You are not able to find a starting point of their development. For instance, for example, cryptocurrency. All right, a lot of us like to invest in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Ethereum, etc. And we want to predict the rise and fall of the value of such cryptocurrency. How are we able to do that in real life? Because we are not able to have the date and time of birth or the founding date of Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example. And how we are able to predict such kind of events to see whether we should go about investing in them or not investing in them. So today, the sharing will be a very simple method of using the tortoise shell and the I-Ching together to generate prediction. And I will explain to you why there is actually logics behind this method. So before I proceed, I will first share my video link, and this will only take 30 seconds. Nowadays, we use astrological prediction not only to find out about the developments of our life, but also to find out various progression that are occurring, especially related to our financial health or developments in terms of the returns, all right, that we will get from our business, from our investment in stock exchange, forex, that kind of stuff. And even nowadays, cryptocurrencies have become a very common trend in people's life. People invest in cryptocurrency in order to generate profits, because as mentioned, Li Gua Jiu Yun, or the non-universal period, is a period of time whereby anything that is virtual reality, anything that cannot be touched, anything that doesn't have a tangible form, are actually the things that will generate the most revenue in the next 20 years. So given that many of such kind of investment don't even have a form and don't have a founding date, how are you going to create forecast? All right, so let's begin by today's share by sharing with you a tortoise shell that is given to me by my teacher from Northern Thailand. As all of you know, her name is Ajahn Macy, who is a psychic, a guru in astrological reading likewise. So this was a tortoise shell given to me by my teacher. And this tortoise actually was kept, this tortoise lived to about 100 years old before passing away. And then as a kind of remembrance of this tortoise in my teacher's temple, she has kept the tortoise shell and make it into a tool for making prediction for the future. So what we'll usually do is that we will have three ancient coins, right? Three ancient coins, all right? It can be any form of coins usually, okay? Okay, the reason why we choose three ancient coins, right? Okay, together with this tortoise. The reason is very simple. It's because the number three represents the heaven, the earth, and humans. Or in Chinese, we call 天地人. That's why we use three coins. And what we do, right? We will insert the coins into the tortoise shell, right? It kind of drop off from the host. And then we will shake the tortoise shell with the coins inside. Okay, all right, shake it, and at the same time, we will ask the questions that we would like to know. All right. For example, we want to know whether this month, in terms of the cryptocurrency, for example, in terms of Bitcoins, will it fall or will it rise in terms of value? So you can actually ask this question within your mind as you shake the tortoise shell with the coins inside, okay? And then subsequently, we will have the coins, right, facing, right? We will have different facing of the coins, right? Not sure if you are able to see them. So I have generated the coins facing as shown in such a manner, okay? These three coins represent 天地人 as mentioned. 一生、二二生三，三生万物，天地人就是道教里面所生出来的东西。The number three actually represents heaven, earth, and man. And before I proceed to give you the result of this forecast, I will perhaps share with you some information as to why. All right, the tortoise shell is very useful for prediction. So I will first share my screen and provide you with some form of visual aids. The tortoise shell is very useful for prediction because it is actually a metaphor of the secret codes of the universe. The method, if you observe the tortoise shell, right? If you observe the tortoise shell, okay, if you observe a tortoise shell, the top part of the tortoise shell, of course, is having, right, one, okay, let me count for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all right, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all right, there are 10 areas, all right, separated by the lines. What these 10 areas actually means, all right, in terms of the tortoise shell, right, the shape is as such. So perhaps I will provide you with some kind of drawing so that it will be easier for you to understand what I mean. So these are actually the 10 heavenly stems. On top of the tortoise shells are the 10 heavenly stems. If you have ever studied Bazu, you know that they are of the Jia, Yi, Bing, Ding, Mu, Zi, Gen, Xing, Ren, Hui. And if you can observe closely, you see that the tortoise shell actually have three squares at the center. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, here there is this 天地人. All right, which represents the, all right, this part, the center part, actually represents the sky, the earth, and humans. So this is actually what this tortoise shell is representing. So that's the reason why we in Feng Shui always consider tortoise shell as a very auspicious object that hides the secret codes of the universe, because it is actually showing you all the important elements in terms of I-Ching and Bazi reading. And if you observe the surrounding, the edge of the tortoise shell, right, there are actually 24 squares at the edge, and that actually represents the 24 seasonal energy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, all these are actually the 24 seasonal energy. All right, the 24 seasonal energy, or 24节气啊, or 24节气. In terms of ancient China, we divide the month, every single month, into 2 seasonal periods. This is to help us to have a more detailed forecast in terms of Bazi reading. So this is actually, right, all written at the side or on the edge of the tortoise shell, right? If you look at a tortoise shell properly. And at the bottom part of the tortoise shell, right, at the bottom part of the tortoise shell, what do you see? Okay, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, there are 12 areas at the bottom of the tortoise shell. And what do they actually represent? Okay, the bottom of the tortoise shell actually represents Right, let me draw for you. This is the bottom part of the tortoise shell, right, divided by 12 areas. They are actually the 12 earthly branches. Okay, the 12 earthly branches, namely the Zi, Chou, Yin, Mao, Chen, Shi, Wu, Wei, Shen, You, Xu, Hai. So you can see, once again, the tortoise shell is showing you that it is hiding the secret codes of the universe, namely the heavenly stems, the earthly branches, the Tiandiyan, the sky, the earth, the humans, and also the 24 seasonal energies, which are all important factors in determining a birth chart. Therefore, when you are not able to have someone's date and time of birth to generate a birth chart, what you can do is to use a tortoise shell in such a manner and use 3 metal coins, all right, to place them inside and generate a forecast, all right? When you generate the forecast, of course, you have to be very sincere in the questions that you ask, right? You have to be very sincere in what you are asking. For example, you want to ask about the cryptocurrency investment that you have, whether it is going to experience increase in terms of its value or decrease in terms of its value. So you can ask in your heart, right? You can say your name inside in your prayer or in your question, all right? And also, if possible, you can also specifically ask like which cryptocurrency you actually bought. For example, is it Ethereum? Is it Bitcoin that you bought? All right, and by what period you intend to buy and sell, and the amount that you're going to buy and sell. For example, I want to ask if I'm going to invest $1,000 into Bitcoin at the end of May, whether it will see increase or decrease in value by the end of 2023. All right, so such is a very specific question, and this kind of question, the more specific the question, the better it will be. So you can start shaking the tortoise shell. All right, and then subsequently you can place the coins, all right, onto a piece of cloth, all right. After shaking the tortoise shell, you can pour them out, all right, and then observe the patterns. Of course, you have to do this various times, all right. You have to do this various times because in terms of I-Ching, the gua, the liu yao, right, what we call liu yao in Chinese. Okay, perhaps I will show bigger in terms of drawing. In terms of I-Ching, right, we have this liu yao. The liu yao are actually having 6 lines. Okay, they have this kind of various lines. Okay, it looks like that. The liu yao, for example, I have the feng lei yi. It looks like this. Okay, the lines that are found with this within this yao actually will show you some kinds of meaning. For example, feng lei yi is actually a yao that will tell you if you conduct a lot of good deeds, have a lot of positive merits, all right, in the things that you do, right? After conducting positive merits, then carry out action to achieve what you want, you will actually benefit from your investment. Okay, so for this kind of yao, it will show you first of all, you must have positive merits. Positive merits. For example, you want to experience an increase in your investment, then you may need to first conduct a lot of good deeds, such as, for instance, visiting the over's home or donating coffee, helping the temple, or having, helping some animals that are sick or in captivity. All these are positive merits. And secondly, you will need to be proactive in your approach. For example, it could mean that you will need to create a lot of do a lot of research and studies and kind of understand what is cryptocurrency first before you launch your endeavors into investment. Of course, there are also other kind of things that can be told using the prediction of the tortoise shell, all right, and the coins. For example, some of the things that can be generated from the forecast are as the following, such as, for example, you are having examination, right? You are a student, you are having you are having examination soon. You want to know whether you will do well in this kind of examination. So this is another thing that you can see. Additionally, right, you can see your career progress from such kind of prediction. You can see whether your lost items can be found. And you can also predict your health. If you are into buying and selling, for example, import and export, you will be able to see whether you will generate profit from such kind of import and export. And additionally, you will also be able to find out your luck in terms of relationship and also your business development. And also the people you are waiting for, whether they will turn out, people you are the people you are waiting for, whether they will appear, and whether your travel will be auspicious, etc. Okay, traveling, whether it's auspicious or inauspicious. So it is a very useful method, especially if you are not able to have the date and time of birth of the person. Okay, but of course, to be able to find this kind of tortoise shell, right, especially one that is consecrated, it is not easy. As you can observe from this tortoise shell that is given to me by my teacher in Northern Thailand by Ajahn Macy, it is having all kinds of yarn written on top. All this yarn, of course, will further enhance the accuracy of prediction. And if you are into using feng shui item, this tortoise shell in itself is a very auspicious feng shui item. As I've told you before, the top part is actually representing the Tian Di Ren, or the heaven, the earth, and humans. The outer layer here represents the 10 heavenly stems, and the 24 squares at the edges of the tortoise shell represents the 24 seasonal energy, and at the top, at the bottom, it actually represents the 12 earthly branches. So it is actually a very useful tool for making prediction in the future. So if any viewers are actually interested in having a prediction, you can always contact me, all right, in future live sharing session. You can ask me any questions. Even at this session, if you have any questions to ask, you are feel free to input them at the comment section, and I can actually provide you a prediction. If you have your 八字, of course, it will be best also to provide your 八字 together. What I meant by that is, it will be very good if you can provide me with your date and time of birth. And for really very specific questions, I can use the prediction from such a kind of prediction method using the I-Ching and Tortoise shell together reading your 八字. And this will come out with very constructive and precise analysis for your future. So I will reserve all these chances for my viewers in future live sharing. So I hope that you have learned something today about and different kind of astrological reading using the tortoise shell. Hopefully, you will also test this method in the future, which can be also very accurate. So I will see you guys in the next live video. Thank you very much for watching and have a good evening.